This video is a documentary of the experience of Loyola and international students in the 2011-2012 Study Abroad program in Leuven, Belgium. Join us as we explore the Leuven-Loyola Study Abroad program, a program that holds the tradition and opportunity for reflection, refinement, and real-world immersion study abroad experience.
Every part in Belgium has beautiful areas. You have like the seaside, you have like in the south, all the woods and everything, little hills, very beautiful. It has like a strong character.
The small like quaintness of Leuven and just how amazing it is, it just takes you.
And it's frankly a really cool town, you know, kind of late medieval, lots of Gothic architecture, beautiful buildings.
And Belgium in general is the most underrated European country. We found within the first 2 weeks that we were here exploring everything. It's incredible what the history that's here too.
Since it's a small town, you could walk all over, but there's so much to discover. What I like the most is that bikes here are treated like cars.
In Leuven, we always ride our bikes everywhere, which is new for a lot of students. In America, compared to here, it seems like we never use public transportation. In Europe, there's no way getting around it. This is a great city for nightlife for college students because it's a whole city of just 35,000 students.
It's filled during the week. There's so much energy, and the old market is down the street from us.
It's where everyone can meet up. It's an easy place to run into people.
We also call it the biggest, longest pub in Europe. It's a student cafe owned and run by students.
You have the opportunity to meet so many people from so many different places.
Since we travel on the weekends, we never miss out on anything fun.
It's a little different here. The weekdays are like the main days to go out, and the weekends are quiet, generally speaking.
It's completely different than at home.
In a university town, especially one with so many internationals, pretty much everyone you meet speaks English. It's kind of the link that everyone has together. Part of the program here is you take a Dutch class during the first semester, and then throughout the semester we have class twice a week, and we're all together, which is kind of a nice thing.
It's really to just get you into it immediately, and even in the class they took us out to the market to learn to interact with the people.
While I'm not fluent at it, I can get around the city, I can ask for directions.
I can read most menus, I can get bits and pieces of what my roommate's saying. When I went to her town, they were all speaking Dutch around me, and I actually understood more than I thought I would.
We know the important things, and that helps us get around, and just to even be polite with the locals because they appreciate when you say dank u wel instead of thank you.
The Catholic University here of Leuven is pretty traditional in its structure, traditional in a European sense.
It was really strange going from Loyola where everything is structured. You have, a quiz this day, a test at the end of the week, a midterm, a final.
In the standard European system, there was one large exam, which is an oral exam, 15 to 20 minutes, with the professor one-on-one at the end of the semester.
Usually you're given some sort of preparation for it, like you either write a paper before or you're given a topic, so it's not like you're just going in there with a semester full of work. You go in with preparation, and for both of my exams I was able to go in with either my essay or like a page full of notes to talk to my professor.
We've even gone so far to have certain professors give kind of mock exams to our students. We've done that in the past, and then they begin to see how it works.
The professor usually tries to help you and guide you with your questions, and definitely become more comfortable with it. And I have to say I kind of like it better than regular essays.
They tend to grade
tests.
you better than the written exams, is what I found. As nervous as I was for my oral exams last semester, those are the ones I ended up doing the best on.
In the end, our students do as well or better here than they do at Loyola grade-wise. I mean, we just have the numbers on that. They don't do worse, and in fact, generally they do better here. They adapt to the system.
So it's a good way to taste a different sort of education than the one that we've grown used to in America.
Every 2 years, a new professor comes from Loyola from different departments, and they more or less run the program along with Crystal, who is the associate director.
I think the main thing is that I'm the continuity of the program, because I've worked here for so long. I know most of the things that happen every year, things that are needed for students before they come, while they're here, before they go back.
It makes the year-long program that much less intimidating, knowing that you have someone from Loyola to be there for you. They know your classes and they know what you need to take in order to graduate. They're with you to make sure that, you know, everything's going to be fine. And it's all part of the experience we've learned.
We feel like our job is to make that international experience the best possible experience it can be for the students in whatever way we can.
First week or so, just coming into it knowing you already don't know the language, you immediately are thrown into like, what am I going to do for classes, or you know, where do I even get groceries and all that kind of stuff, and they immediately take your hand and guide you through every single step of the way the first week.
So he's here 24/7, so whenever we need him, he's there. So if we need to talk to him about classes at Loyola, he understands. If we have a problem at home or just want to talk to someone, he's there for us. So he's basically like a guidance counselor, like a father, like a leader, like he's basically everything all in one.
The fact that there is somebody here, like even two people here, an American professor who knows the system, who knows how everything works in Baltimore, and then a Belgian who knows how things work here, and provide that support here, I think that's very important for both students and parents.
Loyola students while studying in Belgium live in the Loyola Nachbar House. The residence has 43 rooms where 67 students, male and female, can live. The residence is split up into 6 units consisting of 7 to 15 students. Each unit has its own kitchen that is equipped with refrigerators, a stove, microwave oven, and all necessary kitchen utensils. The residence has a TV reading room, computer room with 2 computers, and wireless internet access throughout the residence.
We try to have a very good mix of different nationalities in the house. So we have Polish, Italian, Spanish, Hungarian, Czech, all different nationalities.
We all decided to live with internationals. It wasn't mandatory. It had been mandatory in the past, but they gave us the option this year, but everyone decided to live with an international, which I think is really part of the experience.
I think the program is unique in the living situation, and that was designed by Bernard and some administrators at Loyola very cleverly to try to create that kind of house atmosphere where the students live together, they cook together.
We get together every night for dinner. We have our dinner time at 7 o'clock every night, and we all know where to meet, and it's just nice. It's like this sense of family to get together.
It's a way for us to bring them together and sharing that, or even just cooking everyday meals and seeing what they're cooking for dinner and what we're cooking for dinner, and just comparing all of that. It makes it a very interesting way to live and something that no other study abroad experience has.
They do a lot of activities, there's a lot of guidance. Each unit has a unit president, and they try to organize activities to bring the people close together. For example, a cheese and wine evening, or a game night, going bowling, whatever actually that people enjoy.
I think it's just great that we really get to form strong relationships with so many people, and we have a whole family in this house.
The program provides a 6-day trip to France, including 4 days in Paris. It includes a 10-day trip to Italy, including Rome and Florence. It includes a 3-day trip over a weekend, long weekend, to Amsterdam. All of which the hotels are provided, transportation is provided. You get on a plane in Brussels and you're in Rome in an hour and 40 minutes. The same goes for Spain.
So it's really convenient to travel anywhere. It's not really breaking the budget to go these places, just to experience what we experience.
And that's part of the program, is to teach people how to travel, how to be a traveler, not a tourist, how to understand a city or understand a country before you go there. We lecture and we take them around and we try to really point out the highlights and art, history, society, why the city's there, and get them to understand how to use the metro, how to use buses, how to how to make sure you get money and all those kinds of things.
I got to see the historical side of the city and all of these monuments, all of these museums, everything that I never would have thought to look at on my own and never could have possibly planned on doing if they hadn't done it before.
And then they have the opportunity through what we call the PEX program, which is the kind of parent body under which we operate here at the KU Leuven, to have day trips. They have 5 day trips that they can take, which are paid for by the program.
Some of us have been to like 15 or 20 countries while we've been here, so not many people can say that they've done that.
So if a student wants, they really, if you kind of add it all up, they have about 10 free trips, some of which are very extensive. And that's what makes this, in some ways, such an extraordinarily reasonable program in terms of finances.
Sign up for a year-long program, you kind of need to not think about it too much or you'll psych yourself out. And that's why most students don't choose year-long programs, because they think it'll be too long, but once you get here, the time flies, you don't even notice that you've been here.
I think this program was kind of like a blessing in disguise because, I mean, for me, I wasn't positive about the year until I got here. You know, it was kind of like I went on a whim and I didn't know it was going to happen, but I can say it was one of the best things that I ever decided to do in my entire life.
This is once in a lifetime opportunity that you really can't, you'll never have the chance to do again.
It's kind of, I tell people, the most bang for your buck, because I'm paying Loyola tuition the same as everyone else back on campus, but I get to spend an incredible year here exploring Europe and kind of living the dream.
One thing to say is the students go home at Christmas and see their families. They have a week or so, actually 10 days or so, to see their families. So in some ways, it's not that different than Loyola, particularly for people who are from out of state.
You grow so much as a person that it's well worth it. I've seen more in this year than I will ever really experience, and at this age, it's just so prime.
These people are basically become your family for a year, and really, once you get to know them and you're always doing things with them, you kind of don't think about home. You don't really have time to dwell on it. You're going to class, you're traveling, you're just hanging out around the city. And
everything about Leuven makes it home now. It's going to be really hard to leave. It will always be a second home.
You know, when you say home, sometimes you have to distinguish United States home or home Belgium home, because we call here home. Like when you're traveling, you say, you know, I really want to go home. And people say, to the United States? No, I just want to go back to Leuven, to the house, to my room, to the kitchen. It's fantastic.